Now the first part is whether the person has title. Now as I said, title is a bundle of rights, and how do you determine the bundle of rights? You have to do a title due diligence. Now how do you do a title due diligence? There are certain agreements, there are certain documents that are filed, there are certain documents with respect to the property that are available. You have to verify them. Okay. Now the first step in conducting a title diligence is that you have to look at the documents which prove the ownership of the property. The basic ownership of the property, that is the basic right of owning that property, whether it is available with the person who's creating the mortgage or no. These documents would typically include a sale deed if it has been sold, if it has been purchased by the person who's creating the mortgage. You can also have a gift deed, where if the transfer has happened by way of a gift. You can have something called as a release deed. Now release deed generally comes into play when there are properties which are inherited, where suppose Mr. A had a property and he has two sons and one daughter, namely B, C and D, and all these three children, they enter into an understanding that B will pay off C and D and take their share of the property also. Then in that case, the other two children, that is C and D, will sign something called as a release deed. In the release deed, they will say that of course we have a right in the property because it belonged to our father and it's an inherited property, but we've come to a family settlement whereby we are ready to forego our share in favor of B, and from now on B will be the complete owner of the property and both of us will not have any right of any nature in the property. So this is called a release deed, right? So there can be a release deed also because these properties may not be purchased and they are coming to the person who's creating the charge or the borrower out of a family settlement, correct? Now once you've seen all these documents, you also need to verify the authenticity of these documents. So it might be very easy to go through with the sale deed and say that yes, the borrower has title, but it is not as easy, because if it was as easy, you would not have needed lawyers to do a title search, correct? Now how do you do a title search? Title search is basically done by a lawyer by visiting the sub-registrar's office. Now sub-registrar's office is a public office where all these documents, be it the sale deed, gift deed or whatever documents that we discussed till now, are all registered. So this person, the sub-registrar, will keep a record of all the documents which have any relevance to any transaction concerning a particular property. All these documents are public records and anyone can go and inspect them at any point in time by paying the fees, if at all they are payable. Each sub-registrar's office may have different rules, but the umbrella rule remains that these are all public documents and can be verified by anyone. So the first step is you go to the registrar's office and ensure that all these documents are there and the documents that have been produced before you are authentic and they are actually there. The sub-registrar has stamped them, seen them and registered them. This proves the authenticity of these documents. Once you've gone to the sub-registrar's office and ensured that the documents that are there with you are authentic, the next step is you go and check something called as lis pendens. Lis pendens means, see, at times there may be a situation where the property is claimed by the borrower to be his own, but then there is somebody else who's made a claim on that property. Now whether that claim is tenable or no is something for the court to decide. So from what we've seen till now, we've seen that the loan is given on the mortgage of a property which is owned by the borrower.